Hey there, and welcome to Conversations in the Country. I'm Catherine Lane, and glad you're here. I've got a really special guest that I want to introduce you to. This lady, her name is Leslie Baylor, and I get to work with this lady every day. I call her the queen of our fun and games department, but she's so much more than that. I mean, she does marketing. She runs things, anything that we do outside of the radio station or the marketing inside of the radio station. Leslie's going to be involved with that.
Yep.
And unfortunately, Leslie and I have something more than that in common. And that is we both have experienced and are experiencing profound grief. So if you live long enough, you will experience profound grief in your life. That's just a fact. I wasn't prepared for the tsunami of pain that a profound grief brings, but it will. But we're going to be talking about grief and maybe how we have coped and are coping minute by minute, day by day, surviving the profound griefs that we've experienced, and give you some information on some resources too to help get you started. Leslie, tell me about your beautiful mother, Michelle.
My mom is my best friend.
Yes.
I tell people that, her transition is just a new phase of our bond. But I mean, she was hilarious. She was my partner in crime. We went to all of our shows together. She's my spades partner,
Best friends.
best
Sisters.
Yeah.
And your soulmate, really.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
a lot of ways.
she still lived in Maryland, but she would come to Charlotte all the time. She would visit me all the time and stay for a month. And I mean, it would just be me and her having sleepovers in my one-bedroom apartment. And so we used to have a great time.
Yeah, y'all had fun. Your mother loves music.
Loves music, loves sports, loves traveling, all the things, all the cool things.
I love the pictures of you and your mom where she's at a concert and she is having a ball. She's not holding
dancing.
back.
No, she's singing all the words, dancing, having a good time.
I love your sweatshirt and show it if you can. It says, "Yes, I know I look like my mom." And we've got some pictures of your mom that we're going to show, and you can see the beauty is
like
still
twins.
going on. It's still going on.
Yes.
So your mother has transitioned. I love that phrase.
Yes.
And she was young. She was just 60 years old.
Yes.
Tell me how she passed, if you don't mind.
Well, they think it was a heart attack. She was able to call 911 and get to the hospital on her own. But then I got the call later that morning from the hospital that she had passed away. But yeah, she was 60 years old.
60.
She did have heart disease, and she had diabetes, some other, common health issues, but nothing that had us thinking that was coming.
Yeah.
So it was very, very shocking, very sudden.
And she was actually supposed to come be with you.
Yes, I didn't know if you knew that.
Oh, yes, girl.
Yes.
I've been paying attention.
I've even said graduated to heaven on March 30th. So the 3-year anniversary is coming up this month. And I was supposed to pick her up from the airport on March 31st. So the next morning, she was on her way here. We were going to go to see New Edition, and we had a few concerts lined up and some shows to go to, and she was going to be here for a while. She was going to stay until Mother's Day. So I had plans from March all the way up to Mother's Day for us to do some things together, and unfortunately we didn't get that time.
Well, and your mother too was. Everybody here loved her. Your friends here loved her.
She was a part of the Beasley fam.
Yes, definitely.
For sure.
So when you get this news, because everybody's gonna, hopefully they won't have a bomb dropped on them like you and I did.
Yes.
But when the news came, I can't even imagine how that felt for you. It being such a random thing. You were expecting her to come stay with you and have these plans fulfilled. When you got that phone call, what was that like for you?
It was truly an outer body experience. I remember that when they were kind of telling me what had happened, it almost didn't click for me, to the point where I think it was a doctor who called. Now I'm not really sure, but I was like, "So how's she doing now?" it didn't. So they were saying like, she came in and her heart did this and did that, and I was like, okay, well, how's she doing now? And they were like, well, she didn't make it. And I'm like, sure. Like, I just talked to her last night. Like, she just asked me if like she left her deodorant here. Like,
Right.
and so, I fell apart, honestly. Like, I called my brother. I had to tell him that's the hardest phone call I had to make. And I called Jessica. She came and she rushed to my side.
Miss Jessica, who was on Power 98.
Yes.
She's been a great friend.
Yes, for sure. And then I called my aunt, who happens to also work at the hospital that my mom was at. And so she was able to go and see her and FaceTime me so that I could see her. And then I told her, I said, look, I can't make any more phone calls. So.
But you went into, because you're so detail-oriented and you're so meticulous about what you have to do, you went into, well, I got to take care of this, and this.
Well, honestly, in that first call, too, they drop a lot of information on you. They're like, you have to sign a release for this, and you have to, do paperwork for this, and you need to contact a funeral home. And I'm just like, whoa.
Right.
Whoa.
Too much.
Too much. For my friends who are like, really around me those following days, I couldn't breathe. I literally couldn't catch my breath for like 2 weeks. I was talking to my therapist. She thought I had asthma. I was like, no, I don't have asthma. Like, I cannot breathe. Like, I cannot process this shock. And so I just, like you said in the beginning, take it a minute at a time, a second at a breath at a time.
Don't you wonder how you can live through this kind of pain?
For sure.
Like, your heart physically hurts.
Yes.
You feel like you're having a heart attack. And like you said, you can't breathe. And you just wonder, how am I still physically here?
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I know whenever our boy Aiden died, I didn't want to hurt myself, but I wanted to go to him.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I got to help him.
Yep.
Through this transition. God takes care of that.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yes. You definitely, especially with losing my mother, the person who I would call if I ever felt bad or if I needed something, I really just like, who can I call? I'm supposed to be calling my mom. I know I'm supposed to be calling my mom for this. And it took me a long time to get over that. I'm probably not over that still. There are still moments where I'm like, no, I should definitely be calling my mom for this.
Right.
And that's tough.
Now, if you could go back, of course, I'm 2 years on March 20th, and you're almost at 3.
You realize they were so close.
They're so close. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll have to tell you, Leslie, last year I came to work. I wanted to not acknowledge the day at all. That didn't work because I felt it. No, I felt it viscerally. My body could not ignore it, even though I tried.
Yes.
And I know you saw me at the microwave, and you could tell I was hurting, and I don't even think you knew what day it was, and you just hugged me. And that gave me another minute to be okay, to breathe and get through that moment.
Yeah.
So friends are so important whenever you're going through this process. But the Leslie that you are now, 3 years out, which sometimes it feels like just happened. Sometimes you can kind of get through the day okay.
Yeah.
Now that you have had 3 years and you've had some support for those 3 years, what would you tell that Leslie now? Like, if you were looking at yourself from that moment 3 years ago, what would you say to her to help her get through that moment, maybe?
Probably the biggest thing is that your mom is still with you. When you think of grief, you think of like loss. And it has been very pivotal for me to think of it as like she's just somewhere else. Like, she's not gone, she didn't disappear, she didn't abandon me. Like, it's not over. She's just somewhere else, just waiting for me. She's sitting somewhere waiting for me. And she still finds ways to show up. And I think when you have that first moment, when you get that first phone call, that is not what you think. You think, I'm not going to be able to call her anymore. I'm not going to be able to talk to her anymore. I don't talk to her on the phone, but I talk to her all the time.
Yes. We're grieving the same way.
I probably look like a crazy person, but I talk to her. I dance with her. I have, my mom wanted to be cremated. And so every day I wear an urn necklace. So she is literally physically with me. And that has been the thing that has carried me these 3 years. It's just knowing that, like, she is with me.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that helps so much. If you are grieving, it doesn't mean they're not in your life anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. You can keep them in your life. Every morning, I'm the same way.
Here to stay.
Yes. In the mornings, I'll get up and I'll turn on the light in Aiden's room, and I'll, like you said, people are going to think we're crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, good morning. I hope you have a great day where you are. I hope that whatever it is you're doing in God's kingdom right now, that it'll be great for you today. And I'll always tell him, if I don't know how this works, but if God can allow you to give me a sign, don't scare me. But that it helps to, you don't have to end the relationship. I know I was in a support group for parents and grandparents who had lost children, and I said that in our group session one day. I said, I just act like he's still here. And who knows, his spirit may be near.
Yeah.
It might be busy doing something else, but he might be near. And so I always live my life as if he's right there with me, as if he could hear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I'll try to connect with him with my soul.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even say anything out loud. I'll just try to commune with him through my soul.
Yeah. And it's not delusion, and it's not denial.
Right.
It is just our new reality.
Yes.
And, they do show up. My mom will show up in songs. A lot of people know this about me. I love to travel. And my mom loved Earth, Wind, and Fire. I don't care where I go. I hear Earth, Wind, and Fire song. No matter. And I don't mean like little, like it's playing on the loudspeaker in the lobby of the hotel when I get there.
Wow.
And those type of things, I just got chills.
Me too. I did too.
Those type of things, it's the proof that she's still with me, and that she's still going to show up, and that she's on the trip.
Yeah.
And that's what we mean by, like, they're still there.
Yes.
It's not like, oh, no, here she is. It's not like a physical thing.
Exactly.
We're not crazy, we promise.
No. Let's keep telling. It's true, though. We're not crazy.
Yeah.
And it feels right. I think now in this, we mark our lives, before March 20th of 2023, and then after March 20th of 2023. And those two lives are completely different.
Separate.
Yeah. And you have to learn how to live without your favorite person in the world, your most cherished person in the world. And that feels impossible at first. But like we were saying, it's a minute by minute thing.
Breath by breath.
Let people love you.
Yeah.
Let people in.
Yep.
And just like Leslie giving me that hug helped me get through the day.
Yeah.
Sometimes my girlfriends now at this point, especially I've got these two that still contact me every day. Sometimes they'll just send me a heart, or it just lets somebody know, hey, I know that you're still hurting and that you'll always hurt, and I love you.
Yeah.
And that helps.
It does.